Hello, here we are with some Battletech and House Davion. Some could say I'm a fan because I'm wearing the shirt. This is me painting the stuff, you know, the whole same rhetoric that I say where it's tabletop ready. It's not anything like shelf, you know, got to put it under glass case kind of awesomeness. I just don't do that. You know, that's not what I do. I paint it to look good for the tabletop. It's going to be all blurry, but, you know, that's one of the ones I've already done. I have 4 mechs laid out in front of me. I have a Crusader, 2 of them actually, and I have 2 of these little guys in various stages of painting, so you get a quicker stream. But this is House Davion, and I am actually doing the 8th Crucis Lancers instead of the normal everyday everyone does the Davion Guard where they're blue with the red and white stripe. I said, to hell with that, I'm going to do something different. Everybody does the green. So yeah, everybody does the green. But I added the red and the white for the 8th Crucis Lancers because I've not seen anybody do them before. So here I am doing them for you. Near the end, you'll see pictures and video of what I've done so far, especially if you're watching on YouTube. Live, probably not so much, but we have some paint that I'm going to use. I have a bunch of different paints. First off, my first color is the Army Painter Green by the Fanatics. I also have the Military Shader, which is going to shade my green, make it look all nice and pretty. Of course, I've got the matte black for the base. This is all Fanatic line too, by the way. All of it. I also have for my red and white, the red is actually Wyvern Fury. It's more of a magenta. Really nice color. And for the silver that's supposed to be there, which is kind of more of a white gray, it's a mix of the ash and the matte white. So you will get the 2 colors mixed together to form that one beautiful color. And the final color, which really makes them stand out, and you can't really see it on the Griffin too much, but you can if I put the Griffin in here. Cockpit up here. See that cockpit? I decided to do the whole NASA gold to make it look like, you know, the NASA helmets when they've got the visor down, the shield, the sun shield. Makes it look cool. So let's get to my painting screen here. Now you can see what we got. So I have, like I said, a few mechs here, 4 of them, in various levels of dress. This way I can show you the different stages as we go. This way we're not sitting here waiting for one to dry while we do the next, and while we do the next kind of thing. So, first up, I base coated in white. Plain, simple white. It's the Army Painter Matte White Spray. I don't mind the Rust-Oleum sprays or the Krylon. They're okay. They're not the greatest in the world. But this, I like the Army Painter. It goes on thinner and you actually see more detail than you do with the Krylon. The Krylon, you wouldn't probably more than likely see all the little holes for all the missiles in his hand here. Or that hand over there. So, we're going to start by just taking my military green, my Army green here, and just coating. just coat that mech. And we don't care because this is the base coat, so we're just gonna get it all on there. Just cover the thing. Being the base coat, you can be, you know, nice and liberal with a big old fat brush like this. This is a 4. So I'm just coating and coating and coating. Yep, that's right, Spectre. We are just slathering it in green. Army green, basically. Make sure to coat all the white so you don't have any left over, because otherwise you're going to have a little issue. You don't want white left over unless you really wanted the white left over. I do not. I just want this coated. Now coat. Come on, you. Why are you not coating here? How you doing, Spectre? You got any more word of Blake done? Because we know you love that word of Blake. What'd you think of? Did you like your pennant too that you got from LingSter Games? Because I remember you ordered one, and I think you liked it. Yes. For you guys who don't know, oh, I can't even do this. Oh, that's right, Comstar. But there is a section on LingSterGames.com where you can find BT merch. I call it that because, well, you can't call it Battletech. You know, you'll get sued. I'm skirting the line there with that whole thing. They are just BT merch. And they are not called House Davion. They're not called Comstar. They're called the Cable Company. Or they're called, in this instance, the Sun Swords. Because that's what the image is that I used. You know, I'm giving them the oddball names, or their, as you call them, derogatory names, because, you know, the green turkeys are the Jade Falcons and so forth. You know, those kinds of names. The pennants look cool. I have several, well, 2 anyways, on my walls. So that's pretty nice. They're good size. Very good quality, too. I'm going to need more green. I didn't get out enough green. So I got to get more green. La, da, da, da. Let me put him down. Shake, 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 shake. Not only are there pennants, but there's stickers, there's mugs, there's hats. They're not hats. I don't have hats. You can get hats other places, like the official ones. There are mugs. There's some t-shirts of some designs that I created. I'm thinking I might take some of the mechs, some of the mech designs that I've seen out there, and take the line drawings and paint them up in my paint program, and maybe throw some of them up there. I think that might be okay. I don't know. We'll have to give it a shot. You'll have to let me know if there's anything you're looking for that could be potentially done like that. Fairly easy and effectively. I still got one more leg to go. Good Lord. I had to pick the big mech to do on screen, didn't I? Why did I pick the big mech? Because why not, I guess. I mean, I do like the Crusader and how he looks. It's just a little bit of a weak design. I ran him in a tournament. And he failed me. It was a blind box tournament in classic style. It was either that or it was the Hellhound. I chose this guy instead. I think the only thing I would change... Oh, which variant of it? You know, that was a couple weeks back. It had the two SRM-6s on the legs. It had the LRM. And it had a couple of ER mediums in it. It only moved 4-6, which was slow compared to everybody else on the field. Because I was the only heavy in my pod. Everybody else was a medium or a light, just beating feet. So, the Crusader is now done up in his base green. We're going to let him dry until I go to his next step. And I got to touch up the leg because I missed a spot right there. Make sure I didn't miss any other spots. But we will go to the other mech that I already have primed. I believe this is the Stinger. He's already been done up in the green. So he is ready for his or the next step in painting. The Valkyrie, that's right. I thought it was either that or the Stinger. The Stinger's a little smaller. And I think he holds a gun instead of having an arm for a gun. So, military shade. We're going to take this military shade and we're going to be very, very liberal with it. We're just going to coat the mech. We don't care. We're just going to slop this on. Because with it being the shade paint, it is going to draw it all off of the high places of the mech, and it is going to just draw it right into the cracks and the creases, the crevices, and everything that it needs to put it in. And this is... Oh, I gotta get the inside of the arm. Check that arm. Oh, I gotta get the inside of that arm. And then we can just take it and dry the brush a little bit. And just wipe the brush down the mech. Dry it off a little bit more. Oh, I'm going to get a green hand. That's not good. And we're just pulling some of the paint off. Not all of it, just a little bit, just to not have it glopped in certain spots. We still want it gloppy, you know, but we want it to not be too gloppy. But that is it. Once it's done drying, it's gonna look like, well, we could speed up time and get to the harvest and, you know, then go to the academy. But instead, you know, we'll just have this one that's already done. This Valkyrie's already done. So with it already being done, now we can go to the next step. We also have the Crusader already done. Although this one's the jumping one, so a slightly different version. It still works. This one, it pulled up a little bit too much underneath its arm, but it's okay. It still works. I can adjust as needed if needed. So I have both of those to sit and do. So I'm going to push the wet Valkyrie to the side. That's right. The underarm isn't going to be seen. We're playing it. We're playing the tabletop game. We're not trying to display these damn things. All right. Is this my brush? This is not my brush. That's a brand new one. I bought new brushes, folks. Hobby Lobby had a sale. And these brushes, what are they called? Master's Touch Fine Art Studio. This is a 2 and a 3. And I have a 1. No, that's a 2. I have a 1 here. And these brushes were $3, 30% off. They are much, much better, lasting a whole lot longer than these Army Painter expensive brushes. They just work so much nicer. I actually have, where is my one? There it is. My Artist Loft Vienna. This one I've had for 4 months now. And look at that tip. That tip is still pretty darn perfect. And that's with a lot of heaviness that I do with my brushes. So having a good brush like that, and this was $4. Again, at a paint store, a hobby store. You know, not a hobby store, but Hobby Lobby or something of that nature. So, we need to get the last paint that I didn't tell you about because I didn't grab it. Why didn't I grab it? Who knows? Maybe I should have. Might have been a good idea. Death. Gunmetal. There we are. Gunmetal. So we need gunmetal because we need to make some stuff silver. Because if you look at how the Griffin was done, the silver bits were done with the gunmetal. Not a lot of silver bits, but enough to showcase that he does have some steel. It breaks up the green as well. And by doing the dark silver, it makes it nice. The first thing I'm going to hit on the mech is I'm going to hit this windshield. Yep, joints and other little bits and bobs. we're going to just make the windows silver to start. By making them silver, then we can come back with the gold and cover over them. Now, the joints of this guy, because it's a 1, I can just wipe the brush back and forth like that on the joint. And then the joint is now silver. And I'll come into the back just to make sure that I've gotten it. And then it's thin enough that I can also come in and hit that part. And now the arm joints are done. The leg joints are a little bit, there's not much room to get in there, so I'm going to leave them alone. I am, however, going to come in here and I'm going to catch the bottom of the jump back that he's got. Flip it upside down. So I'm always moving the mech around so I can get to the various spots I need to hit. Now, this spot right here. Jump exhaust. Actually, this is more the jump exhaust than the other one. But that's fine. We got 2 on each leg. So we're going to hit each spot on the legs. I'm going to actually take my glasses off for this so I stay in frame. A little easier. Plus I can see a little easier too. Because I'm using my big old magnifying glass to do all this. Because I'm old. Very simple and very done. Now, the last thing I want to do is let's get his fingers. Because I have liked doing the fingers on mechs. Sometimes I'll do the fingers so he's just got that painted finger, you know, the silver on the fingers. Because when you're punching and grabbing things, you're going to chip away the paint. So why not just make it to where there is no paint? And now, let's get the gun. So the barrel has been complete. Now, a lot of people, they paint the barrel of the gun for the color of the weapon, like PPC blue or laser green or whatever. I don't. Because I figure the weapon isn't always going to be fully primed and ready to fire. And half the time I don't remember what color it's supposed to be, so I just say the hell with it. Get this hard point of missile rack done. And then, oh, don't touch the wet paint, that's silly. Then we're going to take and do his ears. Some mechs have ears. This one is no exception. It has ears. I mean, the Crusader has he's a unicorn. Because he's got the bloody unicorn point on his head. And if you notice, I'm holding my one hand. I put a finger on the other hand just to make sure that I don't screw it up. Keeping my hand steady helps. Keep the fingers steady. So then I can do his ears. Boom, boom, boom. Now I did notice that I went a little hog wild on the silver underneath his arm. So we're going to have to fix that. And that is real easy to do because I already have the Army Painter Green. And I can just touch it up a little bit. By coating the areas that I see. Because this one was the worst one. So now that area's a bit too bright of a green, which is okay. Yeah, the white and the blue does look like a PPC charging, but not every mech has to be charging up its guns. Which is why I don't do it. And there we have the military shader. I'm going to drop a little on this. Well, a little bit too much on that, I guess. Let's get rid of some of this. It's basically just trying to fill in the missiles. So, boom. He has some silver done. So while I've got the silver out, let's switch to this guy. Whew, he's got some hard points everywhere. Some of them are not very visible. Let's start with the window. What is his unicorn point? Is that like a sensor? Is that like a small laser? A thumper cannon? I mean, what the heck is it? Spectre, you know what it is. Because you're the Battletech guru. Oh, it's an AMS? But it's on all of them, though. Because this one and this one, they're the same. They're the same unit. Although this one has SRM6s on its legs, where this one doesn't. This one only has 3 holes in its missile. So what variant is this one? Because this one's just more of a point than an actual cannon. What the heck is this one? Ah. What's the difference between an R variant and an M variant? I'm just painting them up because I have them. I've never really cared, you know, what variant the mech looked like. Because I'll just field whatever mech I choose when I go to do this guy. This guy's got so many freaking things. Holy cow. Let's get those hands. Let's get the punching with your fisties. Two LRM-15s, 2 lasers, 2 machine guns, and 2 SRM-6s. Okay. So, where the hell are the 15s? Are they in his chest? Gotta be in his chest cavity. The front must come down to reveal it, because that's what it kind of looks like. Oh, the LRMs are in the arms. These spots. Got it. Got it. Okay, never mind. LRM launchers. How do I want to do the LRM launchers? All right, I think I have an idea. Streak 2s. Jump jets and AMS. Well, yeah. Well, that guy has jump jets too. Or are the packs on his back just for show? That works. I like that idea. So some of them just have the pack for show, and they don't actually jump? Well, that's silly. Why on earth would you even have it on the mech if it doesn't even use it? Perfect. Okay. All right, let's get the SRM-2s, the faces of them done up. Get under here. Okay. This boy's got some silver everywhere. I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, yeah, I'll do that. We'll just do this. Butt crack. Yes, in Macross, they are the same because the Crusader is just the bolt-on armor. I do know that one. But in Battletech, they went and just gave it 2 different mechs. Excuse me. Whew. I'm waiting for our local hobby shop to start selling the Macross mechs for Gundam. Because that would be kind of nice to have. Alright, I think I'm done with the silver except for one little spot. And that's the anti-missile system. Going to have a silver horn. Make sure that horn is nice and silver. Underneath. Sure we got it. Good to go. There. And now we set him aside because his silver is done. Yeah. And now we're only 2 steps away, folks. Just 2. The next step is that white gray. I'll take my ash gray, put that out. But since we're not using ash gray, we want to lighten it up. Put some white into it. And then take my little mixer here. This is the one thing I do love. I had it, it's a texture thing from Citadel. It's for using their texture paints, you know, for the spatula and stuff. It's great for that. But it's also great is you take this tip, it's a nice thin tip, you can use it to mix the paints up that you've got. And this way, actually that is about it. A little more white. That's it. A little more white, mix it on in here. Now, in case y'all are wondering, I am using my little poppet because it is perfect for doing this. I mean, you cannot beat the poppet because I just mixed the gray and it's not going to go anywhere. It's right there. It's not leaving that spot. Except when I put the brush in it. Which, we're still good. This is the one that I've been using all along. Let's go back to Mr. Valkyrie. Now, I have to remember, white on the outside, red / magenta to the inn. Okay. So that means we're going to do his pauldrons. We'll give him the white shoulder. We're not going to paint that big hunk of green, that green square that's on top. We're going to leave that alone for both colors. With the white and the gray, we're going to paint 2 to 3 spots. On the mech. Usually 1 arm, 1 torso, and 1 leg. All depending on what we can fit. The bigger mechs sometimes will get a little extra. Depending. Now, if you're wondering why my finger's on the gun is dry because I went and did the other mech. If I had gone straight to this color, I'd be mucking up that silver something fierce by accidentally putting my fingers on it. So, that is the white on the pauldron. Now, what do I want to do next? You know what? I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. But I'm going to keep going. Providing I don't screw it up. Oh yeah, don't worry about the messing with our game. But if you come back for Zombicide or Batman, mess with those games. Use your channel points to do crazy things to our streams. This stream, about the only crazy thing you can do is force me to drink some water with a hydration. Which I'm still going to do because I said, hydrate! So I'm going to take my water and go hydrate real quick. And in case anyone was wondering, I am still waiting for my Kickstarter pledge. I'm supposed to be shipped out in July. That's what they said. July is fast closing, though. And I kind of want my shit. Because I was looking at the rules. And everyone around me is going to hate me. All I got was the email that said, hey, it's being packed up. According to the one friend I was talking to yesterday, he got that email, and about a month later, that's when he got the email saying it was shipped out. So, I have a feeling I could wait till then. Alright, got in there. This is tricky getting into the legs. But anyways, back to my Kickstarter. I was looking at the battlefield support. And the Long Tom is an interesting little dude. People are saying, why wait for your Kickstarter pledge? You could just play the Long Tom now. It's an off-board artillery. I'm like, well, sure. But the off-board artillery is not half as good as on-board artillery. Because off-board artillery shows up when it damn well feels like it a round later. Whereas the onboard artillery, that lands as soon as you fire it. According to the Alpha Strike rules. Now, keeping that in mind, okay, the Long Tom has a blast radius of 3 hexes. You go ahead and put yourself a pilot in it. Any old pilot. Doesn't even have to be a good pilot. Could be a level 5. Doesn't really matter. Save the points. As long as you've got someone spotting and sees the point you want to impact, that thing, as long as you have that guy within 21, it will fire and it will hit that square, doing 3 damage. And because you're standing there, he doesn't have to target you. You're in the blast radius, you take 3 damage, period. If he deviates 1 or 2, you're still taking 3. And if he deviates 3, 4, if he deviates 4, you're taking 1. Because he does 1 4 hexes out. So that little speedy dasher, if I can see that square he's in, that hex he's in, and I got a Long Tom on the field, the dasher's gone. He is vaporized without a chance. All because I had a helicopter that could see the zone. That's all they have to do. It sounds scary and horrible and all the above, all in one fell swoop. It is not a good thing. It is a very, very bad thing. And I'm going to use it. Because I can. Mind you, the Long Tom is expensive. I think it's pretty damned expensive when you put it on the board. But that's the reason it's so expensive. It's also pretty weak, too. You know, I hit it a few times and it ain't moving. Not like it ever wants to move to begin with. Yeah, you can bum rush it, sure. But it's also going to have that support sitting there to defend it. And even if you're a fast medium, that long tom is still going to drop 3 damage on you as you're coming in. And if you take more than 2 turns coming in, you're taking 6 damage. And if there's 2 long toms sitting there, ho, 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 ho. Have a nice day. 2 long toms are going to obliterate, eviscerate. We'll do this one. We'll do that one, and then we'll do the other one. And we'll hit the back side, because, yes, please. Yeah. I'm getting some Dark Age vibes for sure. Okay, so that's those 2 pieces. Thump, 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 thump. I need one more. I was thinking of doing the toes. Should I do the toes on him? Paint this toe here white, that one red, that one white, that one red, and if I need... yeah, I could do the back too. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I think I'm doing the toes. Unless you think doing the toes would look weird. You think the toes would look weird being painted before I go painting them? What do you think? Do the toes in gunmetal? But where do I put the white and the magenta on his leg? Or do I ignore that? Oh, actually, I have a spot I can do it. I have a spot I can do it. Never mind. I know where I'm putting the white and the red. Remember, I don't do the bases in any color. The bases are always black. Even this guy's base is going to be black. Now, granted, whatever it is he's standing on, which I think is just rubble, I think I'm going to have to paint that a different color. Very tough to get into this point. Yeah, but couldn't you just have used a normal sponge? A normal everyday sponge? Okay, here's the wyvern. Wyvern Fury. So $10 for a sea creature that you decided to use to paint things with. Sure. Never used a sponge to do something like that. Then rotate. Okay. Well, yeah, of course they're dead already. I mean, I wouldn't expect you to be getting shipped a live one set in some water or something. Da, 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 da. Ooh, that's a bit much. Okay, one last spot. Touch more red. And there is the red and white on the Valkyrie. And now, let's put the red and white, the red on this guy. And then we have 2 steps remaining. Just 2. Well, 3. Sorry. 3 steps remaining. 4? 4 steps remaining? I don't know. I've lost count. I'll figure it out in a minute. I have a couple steps remaining. 2 for 1 mech. A few extra for this one. Dump. And now, well, I ain't got enough paint on here. Do this one. Just like so. And then I'm gonna hit this thing. I hit this one too. And then, because I did the white on the back as well, just a little. Ah, crap. I knew I was going to do something wrong. Oh, careful, careful, careful. Very careful, because I just touched the red up here. Luckily, I didn't hurt it. But I'm almost done. Almost done. Can you believe it, folks? Almost done. What I got left to do, I'm going to put him to the side. This guy is near finished. I got one thing left for him, and then I can hit the base. Base is always the final object. And this is, oh crap, sure. There's a lot of greedy gold out here. This thing. This thing is leaking inside of its tube. I do not like Sam I Am. No, I do not like it. My greedy gold is leaking. But it only leaks into the cover, so that's not a bad thing. I have enough greedy gold to hopefully tap this window. Oh, crap. Okay, fine. Let me fix that. Point that brush again. There we go. Pointed the brush. so tough to get in there. And this last little window. And then he just needs his gray. Or his gray, his black. The Crusader, I picked him up carefully. With the silver being done, I can immediately go bloop, bloop, bloop. And there's the gold on the cockpit. Kind of curious. Well, no, not really that curious. And now, couple more steps. We're going to get my bigger brush because I have a bigger brush. Get my black out. And we're going to start with the green. Why the green, you ask? Because the front face of my mechs, I have decided to paint in the primary color of the unit. For all of them, it will be that color. Uh-oh. Boop, boop. What the hell? Oh, I'm a little bit too much primary wash on this thing. Oof. Okay, then. Get rid of the green off the brush. Come on. Now we do the black. Let's just take this guy here who is black, or is kind of white, and will be black. But I prefer having an all black base. Kind of like how they came to us. You know, the gray mech with the black base. I just like it. It looks nice. One black base there, and one black base here. And yes, it looks like I'm wrapping things up. Oh, shoot. Well, I was going to hit that green again anyways, I guess. Gotta fix that green. Just want to make sure I don't touch the mech with any of the black. Yeah, that water base was kind of nice. I think this rock is just going to be just that, a rock. So, let me get rid of the black, because I'm all done with the base with the black. I got to fix the green on the bases, though. So I'm going to do that real quick. After I grab the rock color that I want to use, because I forgot about that rock color. Rock, rock, rock. Ooh, rock, rock, rock. Hey, rock, where you at, rock? No, that is Dawnstone. Oh, that's Armageddon dust. Astro Granite. Hey! I get to do it. Alright, where is my spatula? See this thing? The spatula guy? Texture, Astro Granite. Yeah, don't use brushes with the texture paints. You will ruin those brushes so fast. Oof. Because look, it's freaking mud. I was shaking it up quite a bit. It's a freaking mud. It's literally mud. I mean, you could use a brush if you had a really old brush that you didn't give two squats about. So I suppose, sure, use a brush. I'm not going to. I am just taking this Astro Granite and just slopping this stuff on. Got some on my fingers. I got some all over my fingers. It's all over my fingers. I don't care. Why don't I care? 'Cause it's a rock. That's exactly what this thing is. It is a rock. And I could easily do that Astro Granite all over the place. I could take this Astro Granite and just make all my black bases into that color. It would be pretty nice. But I'm not doing that. Not one a bit. Trying to pick this guy up because I fucked up the green. There we go. And I fucked up his green. So. A little extra green because this spot's not working. Now, don't set it on the rock. These two mechs are now officially... Well, this mech is officially done. This one's done. He looks really good. However, this mech itself is done. For the most part, it's done. However, the base and the rock, you know, they're drying. They're pretty done. There's one thing that's missing from this guy, and it happens to be this. I have to do his jet plume. The jet plume is going to be unique. Okay? Because that has to be done in a special way. Because we have yellow and we have red. And we also have... Where's my black? We got black. We got white. We don't really need the white, but we do need a gray, like an ash gray. That'll work. First things we're going to do, we shook up the yellow. Shook up the yellow some more. Because this is the bonus part of the stream, where I paint up his plumage. I did it before. I had too much white, or too much yellow. That was way too much yellow. There's only a touch of yellow. I might do a... Once it's fully dry, once the rock is fully dry, I might hit it with the black wash. Because the thing has got a lot of texture now. This big lump of gray, that's the rock. It's got a lot of texture due to the astrogranite. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty nice. Now, we're going to paint the top part of the flame in yellow. This is a nasty ass brush. It sucks. I don't know why I'm using it, but I am using it. So the top half of the flame gets coated in yellow. Try and cover as much of the flame as possible. You don't want to go on to the parts that are going to be internal if you can avoid it. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect line. You know, you don't really want a perfect line. You're not going to have a perfect line anyways. Because, let that dry for just a half second. Now, we're going to tap some red in here. This red. Plumage. We're just going to take it and we're going to swipe the yellow on down. Now, I lost a lot of my yellow. That's all right, though. It's all right. Because we just go back and we hit it with the yellow. more yellow because there's a couple of spots I need to hit that need to be yellow up near the top, not red. Hey, yeah, what's up? What's up? How's it going, bud? All right. So we get the flame rolling down into the red. And now I need to get up for just a split second. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought I did. That's exactly what I thought I did. I had to make sure I was doing it right. Because now, did you at least get the email that said that they were packing it up? That's the bigger question. If you got the email that said they were packing it, then at least you're halfway there. If you haven't gotten the email saying that, confirm your address, we are set to go with packing, then you're still going to have to wait a little bit. How much did you end up getting, though? That's the kicker. Did you get a lot, a little? I keep dropping the flames, move him out, or else he's going to get messed up. I should be shipped sometime in July. Granted, that's only a few days away. And then I'm done. Then I don't get July because I got my email saying they were packing it at the beginning of the month. I cannot wait for it to show up, though. Not one bit. I believe I got Battalion as well, and I also got a lot of extras. I got a few extras. I'm going to do the unboxing for that as well once it gets here. So... Now, you're probably wondering why all this black. Well, that is supposed to be the black wash. once it dries enough, once it dries, it's not going to look as horrible as this. It's going to dry and eventually look like this guy here. Pull him out. So he'll look like this, which ended up a pretty decent smoke. You figure when it's coming out of the mech, it's going to be that bright yellow, going down to the red, and then into the smoke itself. I like it. So, like I said, once it's dry, I'll probably do a dry brush over it a little bit to bring the color out. Well, is this thing dry yet? I don't know. Not completely dry yet. My rock is not dry yet. So I will do a black wash to that in a little bit. Not gonna do that just yet. But there you have it. We're just gonna drip a little bit of this out because I don't need to do it on stream. But I'm gonna do it anyways, just because I'm here. Because I'm gonna finish these up so I can use them soon. But I don't have to stream this because I've shown you guys what I needed to show you. I just want to do this so it dries so I can get to the second part of painting him and getting his colors on him. So I'm just going to do this super quick. La 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 la. Use a lot of military shader for this. Now, once my vehicles come in, I am still debating on what I want to paint them. I don't know if I want to do a military green, do like the 80s military camo, or do I want to do a desert camo, like a desert shield, desert storm camo, you know, what we currently got going on with our military, or, you know, what? I don't know. Whatever I'm doing, it's going to be just a basic color for all of the units. I'm kind of leaning. Well, I was kind of leaning, instead of doing like a tan, like a desert tan, I was kind of leaning towards doing the military green, where I do the military camo with the brown and the black camouflage all over the green. I was thinking of doing that. Because that way, I mean, they're still able to be used with every faction. If I do gray, I'm just going to think of Germany whenever I put them on the board. They're just going to be the Germans. Because they'll be that German gray. Which I suppose wouldn't look bad. I don't know. Once I get him in, I'll figure it out. But since you came in late there, Rehab, this guy here, I showed how I did the green, the military shader, and then this was the final result of him. Pretty nice. Now, like I said, you know, you may not see my smiling face on YouTube, but you do now. And there'll be pictures probably over there. Put one over there. That'd be a nice spot. Put them right there. Of all the different mechs that I have done, including probably the little reels that I've done. If you're part of LingSter Games on Facebook, if you like the page, go check it out. I've put 2 reels up of the 8th Crucis Lancers for FedCon. Federated Commonwealth. Or Federated Sons. This is not Federated Commonwealth. Don't sue me. It's not Federated Commonwealth. Good Lord, it's the Federated Sons. Federated Commonwealth would have that little fist in the middle of that thing. Anyways, there you go. We will catch you all later. And don't forget, like, subscribe, follow, do all the happy jazz. And we will catch you all later. Goodbye, all.